I was embarrassed that I live in this township that allows such slander to be distributed, and that other trustees who must have known and didn't try to stop the negative words. Because from my understanding, it was at the post office and then sent over to a store. How can a public official, how can you stand by and watch this happen? If I was a trustee or going up to be a trustee, I think I would take the higher ground and I would say those should not be distributed and take those out of the store, be the bigger person. But instead, I received it in the mail 3 days later. I don't understand that. I think as a public official, you should stick to positive things that you've done and plan to do with your position and not put a negative and untrue slant on your competitors. I don't understand how you can treat a man who you don't even know, only from business. What? Please, I am speaking. Just give me 5 minutes.
You're asking if it's the truth or not.
I know Jeff. I've known him through our families. I've known him for a few years. And I can't believe that, one, you guys treat each other the way you do in these meetings and no respect for each other. I think that you should just try to get along with each other. And second and lastly, I'd like to understand who made that letter and how it was paid for in regards to postage that it came out to us, because it was not signed by anybody. And usually a group will put their names at the end of something. I don't understand where it came from, and I'm appalled that it came in the mail to me.
I don't know where in the world it come from.
We don't know where it come from.
I don't even know you guys, and you seem like wonderful people, but you can feel the tension between you three, and it makes me feel uncomfortable.
It's always been that way. Ever since Jeff got in, we tried to work with him. When Jeff started, we had an EC2 project up on Bowser Ridge. Small Brothers did our paving for us. They've done it. They've always been a little bitter. They do us a good job. Okay? I had to take my granddaughter to school, so it was probably 8:30, 8:45 when I got up there. When I got up there, Small Brothers had already blacktopped up. And they're real nice guys. They get along with anybody. Bobby Small was on the grader, or on the distributor, a big guy. Jeff was standing back in the driveway, pacing back and forth. And Bobby said, "You either get rid of that guy in that red shirt," or he said, "I'm going to kill him." He said, "There isn't any man talks to me the way he talked to me."
He's going to kill him?
Yeah.
And that sounds like
he said, "We're going down in the woods." But anyway, he said, it doesn't matter. Bobby said, "There isn't any man talks to me the way that man talked to me." And I said, "How come?" He said, "Because we didn't call him." So I went back and I told Jeff, I said, "Jeff, don't mess with them. They do us a good job. Don't screw it up." And right away he says, "There's going to be some big changes around here." That's when it started. And it's never changed for 4 years.
All I know is that you guys are elected by us. So I hear the banter out in the audience, and I don't understand. It's so childish, and it's just disrespectful and unprofessional. That's all. I don't understand. You guys are elected, so you guys should stop this when people start talking like that.
We tried, but that letter, we don't know who done it. We had nothing to do with it. I don't care what they say.
Why didn't you take it out of the post office?
Why should I?
I could take it out of the post office and you got it.
Because that is the bigger thing to do as a person.
Isn't that censorship?
Isn't this slander? Isn't this slander?
Yeah,
This is slander and defamation of character.
It's my
And
understanding.
it's not true.
It's my
Excuse me,
understanding.
the
there's
slander
nothing in there
came
that's-
when that man came to my door and accused that man of intentionally dumping tires from his business, which could have shut him down and got him a
I
tremendous
saw
fine.
this.
He doesn't have a tire
This is what I
business,
saw.
which
If
is
you
what
came to my house,
why
you
I
read
didn't
that
listen.
carefully?
That was
Understand
slander.
Mr. President, would you
Of
please
that
take
letter.
order of this meeting and allow this lady to have
Yes,
the
please.
floor?
Dan more than it
You
slams.
have a hammer.
No, it
Step
doesn't.
up.
No, it
Yes, you do.
doesn't.
Read
David
it
Kim looks
carefully.
like he's an angel.
Okay.
Well, tell the rest of
Don't
them to shut
understand
up.
the reverse psychology, do you?
Wait a minute.
Reverse psychology?
West letter.
Makes Jeff the victim,
Sign it.
doesn't it? He plays the victim
Well,
very well.
I blamed Will for it the other day.
I agree
He said I didn't do it.
Let's
No,
show
I
some manners,
said I thought-
everybody. Let
Thank
the woman
you.
finish
Thank
speaking.
you. Thank you.
Ryman,
Thank you. That's all I want to say. I just think that people should have respect in these meetings. That's all.
Oh, you wanna go ahead, Mark, go ahead.
First of all, the letter wasn't in the post office, it was placed in the country store.
No, it was
It
in
was
the
in the
post
post
office,
office.
on the counter.
On
It
the
was
counter when I
removed.
went.
It was after the radio station called him, it was removed.
It was removed because nobody knew who it was there or who put it there.
Doesn't
And it
matter,
was
that's
removed
where it
as
was
soon
at.
as it was brought to the appropriate person's attention. As far as it being mailed out in the mail, who knew who mailed it? Where did they get the list? I suppose evidently it went to every registered voter in Bowling Green Township. So anybody could go to the election board and get the list.
You can actually get that online now.
Oh, can you? Well, I don't have a computer, I don't know, I don't like them. But as far as some of these things going on, Mr. Corpenny stood as close as this man is standing to me now and lied to me about voting for the 5-acre township. He said, I didn't vote for it. We read the record. Jeff Corpenny was the only person who voted for it at that meeting. He stood nose to me and lied to me outright about it. He came to my house, sat on my porch, talked to my husband with a friend of ours, and misled us about the petition about Don. He said it was to get the money back. I was all for that. I still think the money should be paid back. But never, not one word was ever said about ousting Mr. Watkins. Never a word was said. It was totally misleading. And I wasn't the only one. 7 or 8 people showed up in court to testify about what Mr. Corpenny had done and how that he misled them. So if you've never been to the meetings before, then you shouldn't be able to speak and say, or you should be able to have your say. But you can't say what goes on in these meetings if you've never been here before. And you've never seen him
I was
call
talking about
somebody.
the letter. I wasn't talking about, I was talking about the letter I
You said you
received.
were never at the meeting, so you were talking about that. You were talking about
I was
all
talking
of
about
us,
the
about
letter
how
received.
how honest he is and all of that. He isn't.
I said I know Jeff and that I like Jeff.
That's
I
fine.
said that
You
the
also
information
said
in
you
the
never
letter
came
was
to any
false.
of the meetings.
What?
You said you had never been to any of these meetings.
Exactly. I've never been to any, and I probably will never come back with this kind of attitude.
That's good.
Go ahead, Jenna.
You're paying for it.
You can kiss my ass.
Go ahead.
Now, come on, let's keep the profanity
That's
out
enough.
of this meeting. You wanna give me the microphone? I wanna make sure everybody hears me. I've lived out here 31 years plus, and I have been to plenty of meetings. And, except for when my oldest son passed away last August, I've missed quite a few since. But, I've been around long enough that I think I know what's going on out here. That's why a lot of us from Mount Hope Road come over here when Walter Stewart, Don Watkins, and I forget who else was there at the time.
Larry Rank.
Okay, Larry Rank. And there was a lot of things going on that we didn't like. Our road was totally neglected. We were gravel, potholes you would not believe. And on that road alone, we probably paid more taxes than probably a quarter of this township. And so because we forced the issue, they finally started fixing our road. But ever since Jeff, I'm not saying whether, I'm not prejudiced towards anybody. That letter come out, usually things come out and mean stuff I laugh at because I've told many people I come here for my entertainment sometimes because it's so ludicrous. Nothing gets accomplished, Harley. Everybody's yelling at each other. But the thing of it is, this letter in particular didn't make me laugh. It made me want to puke. It was the most disgusting thing I ever read in my life. Of all the politics we've seen on TV, both federal, local, it's never been that bad. And they not only insulted Jeff, they insulted